Fine. So what is this release level estimation technique? Doing the part of project and deliver it as a version to the customers, which we call it as release level estimation technique. Fine. That is, it is used to plan the work for a particular product version. It helps the team to decide which features can be included in the release. So in each version of release, a set of features will be implemented, developed, tested, and deployed to the real-time usage. So whereas in project level estimation, okay, we plan for the complete project. What about this release level estimation? Planning for the part of the work, part of the project, not the complete project. In case if I want to complete the whole project, definitely it will take more time to finish it. So in release level estimation, the plan will be done only for a part of the project or part of the solver. So that we call it as release level estimation. And what is the purpose? So selected features will be taken for each version release. And then we do the estimation, okay, for the team to complete the duration and the release date. So what we plan to complete the part of the project as a release, we plan for the time duration, total number of team members required to complete the project, and then we may set a release day, a deadline time for completing the part of the project. So these are all the purpose of release level estimation. Fine. As I have given diagram for what is this release level estimation, followed by the purpose of release level estimation, and then information required. We need release goal, prioritized features. A set of features will be taken and planned to complete within the duration and delivered as a product version to the customers. And then what story point estimates team velocity. So what's the team members? How many team members are required to complete this project within that duration? That has to be planned prior to start the work, right? And the risk and dependencies. So choose features and then estimate, choose features, then estimate, choose features, estimate work, then plan sprint, then set release date, and then delivery. So these are all the things we plan before we start to do the part of the project. Fine. Okay, so let's move on to the example for release level estimation. So in yesterday's class also we have discussed the problem with project level estimation. Same like that, we have another one example problem for release level estimation. What we do, how we plan to complete the project within the mentioned team velocity, within the mentioned within the duration of time, how we are going to set the release goal, okay, release date for delivering the project. Everything will be explained with an example for this release level estimation. Fine. So see here, a development team plans release 2. So they are going to release a version 2 for a mobile banking application, and which should have the following features. What are all the following features we should have? Money transfer, and then bill payment, transaction history, account statement download, and then security. So these are all the features I need to have in this version of release 2. So then the story points. As you all know, what are story points? After getting the feedback from the user, the feedbacks will be converted as a user task, user stories. Fine. So for completely doing this money transfer, we need a task to complete this 25 tasks. We need to complete a 25 user tasks. That is 25 story points. And then what about this bill payment? We need to complete 20 story points, and then 15 story points, followed by 12 story points and 20 story points. So total planned work, okay, total work planned is adding of all the user stories will give you the total story points. So we need to complete 92 user tasks for this app release of version 2. Fine. Okay, so the team can, and the next point is, it is also given the team can complete 25 story points in one sprint. Okay, 25 story point in one sprint. Totally we have 92 story points, and the team can complete 25 story points in one sprint. Fine. Okay, now as a team can complete 25 user points in one sprint, say for example, Okay, the release is planned for 4 sprints. So in this release version, okay, in this release version 2, I'm going to do 4 sprints. Okay, each sprint can complete 25 user points. So each sprint can complete 25 user points means, okay, if I plan for 4 sprints, that is 25 into 4. So what is the formula for release capacity? Okay, that's the formula to do this. Release capacity equal to team velocity. What is the team velocity? It's recorded. Kindly keep quiet. I will allow them later. So team velocity. What is the team velocity? Team velocity is 24. Fine. And then the number of sprint is 4. Fine. So 25 into 4 is 100. So release capacity equal to 100 story points. So in one sprint, they can complete 24 story points. So how can it can be completed with 4 sprints? 25 into 4. So they have planned 4 sprints during this. Okay, they have planned 4 sprints during this duration of releasing the app version 2. Fine. Okay, now moving on to the planned workers 92 story points. So available buffer equal to release capacity. So if I, for example, if my release capacity is and the release capacity that I have calculated with the number of sprints and team velocity is 100. So release capacity is equal to 100. But the planned work for each feature, when you take the planned work for each feature, that is 92 story points. Okay, so when I subtract this release capacity is 100, which I have taken from here. Okay, which I have taken from here, 100. Fine. So 100 minus planned work. Planned work is the user stories that you have calculated from the feature 92. So 100 minus 92 is 8 story points. So available buffer equal to 8 story points. This 8 story points can be used to do unplanned work. Even if we already we planned a work to do for 92 user stories. But then there may be, while doing the project, there may be unplanned stories also. There may be unplanned user tasks can also be included. So the available buffer equal to 100 minus 92, this 8 story points can be used for unplanned work. Fine. Okay. And the next calculation is each sprint lasts 2 workers. So each sprint can be completed with, they kindly keep quiet. I will allow them later. Please. If this session is recorded, each sprint lasts 2 weeks. So each sprint can be completed with 2 weeks. Fine. So how many sprint we take? 4 sprint, right? So 4 into 2 is 8 weeks. Fine.